just shy of 70 degrees outside, but that does not matter. Saturday night inside the Mountain America Credit Union Community Iceplex alongside Jack Footer. I am James Mackey, taking you through Game 2 of a two-game set between the Division III Arizona State Sun Devils and the Division III Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks. Jack, last night, all Sun Devils all day. What do the Jacks have to do to get back into it this tonight?
Yeah, Arizona State was coming out really hot. They got 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 in the third. So Northern Arizona, they got to be good on defense and not let up a ton of shots. And if they can do that, it could go in their favor. But we've got to wait and see.
Last night, like Jack mentioned, it was all Devils all night. 2 goals in the first period. Connor Scarry at 4:46. Zechariah Yurkinen at 12:01. In the second period, 4 goals by the Devils. Tyler Tremaroli at 49 seconds. Jason Horner at 2:18. Johnny Mikulski at 4 minutes even. And Curtis Sperling at 9:35, making it 6-0 Devils. In the middle of that onslaught, last night's goaltender, Caleb Corey for the Northern Arizona University Jacks, was pulled. And number 33, the starter for tonight for the Lumberjacks, Lucas Murtis, got put in. Murtis is behind number 2 on defense, Aiden Comstock, and number 7, Raymond McCollum. This puck's in now on Murtis. He'll dive on his stomach. Gramlich trying to put it back. He can't get it around him. Contact in the corner. Nowak gets the puck at the blue line. Shot on, gets through traffic, knocks off a Devil. Kicks up, and it's pushed out by Comstock. Neutral zone now. The puck's dumped in, and the Devils will grab a change. Meanwhile, Comstock will start the breakout for the Lumberjacks. Pass forward. Up the left side now, going the other way. The Devils, ref's arm up. That'll be an icing again. Murtis in net tonight for the Lumberjacks. Aiden Comstock and Raymond McCollum on defense. Blake Simmons, Casey Otis, and Mitchell Wolford on offense for the Lumberjacks. For the Sun Devils, the starting 5 was number 31, Gage Guay in net. Last night, Jared Alphabom pitched a shutout against the same Lumberjacks team. Number 92, Evan Cobley, and number 14, Mason Nowak back on defense. In the forward core, number 21, Will Plua, number 18, Jason Horner, number 89, Cade Gramlich, is ASU's in the zone with the puck now, and it's kept in at the blue line. Shot back in deep into the zone to be chased. Burns gets to scurry in front of the net. Shot on, scores! Third shot of the game for the Devils, and they've poked the scoreboard 1-0.
Yeah, Arizona State, they're coming out fiery hot, and they just got to keep the momentum going throughout this game if they want to take two out of 2 games against Northern Arizona. So we'll be seeing Northern Arizona pick it up here after this goal to try and keep it at bay.
Squarey notches his 14th on the year, adding to his already great performance in last night's game with a goal to bump the total to 13 as the puck's down. Yurkinen wins the draw, but it's back to the Northern Arizona University side and dumped back out into the neutral zone. Played up the wall there by Talas. Met, picked up loose puck by Yurkinen. Burns tries to send a pass forward. It didn't go. It kicked over the stick of a Devil and into the zone. Played now in the defensive zone. Burns, shot on. Murtis directs that one aside as Mikulski lets Fisher take it. Mikulski will battle there for just a second before pumping the puck back out. Burns gets it at the blue line. Knocks it down with a hand, keeps it in. Burns gets the loose puck, turn it over. Drop into Fisher. Fisher drops the puck into the zone. It's grabbed there by LaRue. Battled for along the boards. Now LaRue comes out with it. It gets caught up in his skates. He didn't know where it was. Chips it out to neutral zone. Forces the Devils to regroup. Burns will grab it on the near side and start to break out back the other way for the Devils. Pass forward to Fisher in the neutral zone. He sends it across to Mikulski, who turns it over. Going back the other way now are the Lumberjacks. Roland heads up the rush as it's deep in the zone now with Bressler. Bressler battles for the puck there for just a second for Talas. Trying to find where the puck is, trying to get the puck out. It's passed out for Roland. It doesn't get to his tape. It's too far, and Roland will chase it down into the neutral zone and have to just dump it in so the Jacks can avoid an offsides call. Talas plays it out to Yurkin in the neutral zone, who just dumps it into the zone. It's chased after again by Roland. He tried to chip the puck back for Regal. He couldn't do anything with it. Regal gets the puck up the near side now in the close corner. He's draped all over by a couple Devils and pushes the puck forward to Roland. Roland tries to pass the puck off the boards forward. He ended up grabbing it himself. Instead, Drake Sullivan gets it for the Devils. He's back in. Loses the puck as he avoided delayed offsides. Going back the other way now. Portello just dumps it in deep behind Guay, and the Devils will start the breakout coming the other way. Tripped up now. The puck is chipped over the blue line, and offsides will be the call. 16:46 left to play in the first period. All Sun Devils thus far.
Yeah, ASU just putting the pressure on them right from the get-go. Nothing really much that NAU can do, missing a few passes there from their teammates. So really trying to clean things up and keep the score where it is.
Neutral zone draw won by the Lumberjacks and just pushed in on Guay. He'll play it up with a stick to Nowak. Nowak pulls up for a second, holds behind the net. He'll still try to find a lane. He'll pass it up to Sullivan on the near side. Sullivan gets it forward. Fast rush up the right side is Witkowski. He drops the puck for Sperling, who sends the shot on. That's blocked in front. Back the other way. Now come the Lumberjacks. Blake Simmons, head of steam over the top of the fork. Drops it into the zone. He's mirrored by Nowak, who lays a hit on him after he released the puck, and Cade Gremla gets the loose puck. Back now the other way come the Devils again. That's Witkowski. He will be offsides. Just a little too fast on the rush.
Yeah, our first penalty of the night for the game.
Face off now in the dot just above the blue line of NAU's defensive zone, and chipped around there for just a second. Going back the other way now, the Devils will grab it off a turnover as Gremlick tries to play it forward through his own skates. He can't. Instead, it's dropped back to Piper, who plays it forward. Gremlick now with the puck, forehand, backhand. Backhand is in on Murdas. It's picked up there behind the net. Battled for just a second. Gremlick still all over it, as is Horner. Gremlick comes out to victory. He's trailed up the right side. Drop pass looking for Horner, couldn't go. Instead, it's turned over and back the other way. Now come the Lumberjacks. LaRue with the puck, loses possession as it's passed over to the right side. Is shot on from there. Goes wide of the net and kicks all the way out to the neutral zone. Dumped back into the offensive zone for the Jacks by Dukeman, and Nowak will grab it at the blue line. Gets chipped back out to the blue line. Regal will send it back in and all the way around in front of the Sun Devil bench now. Horner grabs it. He'll start. Drop pass. Now comes Nowak. He'll just chip it deep into the zone. Murdos will play behind the net as Pluwa goes down and slows up his own rush. Going back the other way now. Ref's arm goes up. Icing the call.
We're seeing it time and time again throughout this period. Arizona State is putting on the pressure to Northern Arizona and getting these face-offs from these penalties.
Face-off in the NAU defensive zones won by the Lumberjacks, trying to clear it. It's turned over to Burns, who will carry it around two Lumberjacks and deep into the zone as Tremoroli will just chip it out to the blue line for Scary, who gets a shot on net. Blocked in front, shot back on Murdoch, save. The original shot blocked by Gage Monday. The putback to Murdoch, right place, right time, and shot number 5, a no-go for the Devils here tonight.
Another face-off coming here for ASU.
Face-off won again by the Lumberjacks. They're trying to get it off the can. McCollum plays it up the boards to Bressler, who just chips it back through neutral and picked up by Burns just on the other side of the blue line. Burns tries a stretch pass for Wetterbird. That doesn't go, and it's an icing.
As we got some changes now coming for NAU. NAU is being able to get the puck down in their zone, but not really able to get any good shots off. ASU has a couple good shots, one of which for a goal, so trying to keep that momentum going here in this period.
Face off in the Sun Devil offensive zone now. Back the other way quickly. Come the Devils. That's Wetterberg up the far side. Chips it across to Squarey right in front of us, and he turns it over on an errant pass looking for Wetterberg. Roland gets it across the ice to Kuiper in the middle, or the Piper in the neutral zone, and it's turned over as NAU headed into their offensive zone. McCollum battles for it for just a second and loses that battle as it's sent into the defensive zone for the Devils, and behind his own net now is Cavers. He'll start a breakout the other way. Squarey up the boards, waiting for the pass, tries it back to Cavers. It doesn't go. Instead, it's back deep in. Jack has the puck behind the net. He'll just pass it over and contact in. Still battling for it now, trying to get out of Squarey. Tries a chip forward that's sent back by LaRue and all the way around. Picked up there by Roland and sent back over the neutral. And back down it'll go as it's chased. It's pass sent across the middle of the zone, and Jyrkinen gets a weak shot on around a defender, is in behind the play. A Lumberjack goes down. Squarey might have looked like he tripped him up and put him in the ice.
Yeah, kind of got tripped up there on that play, and they'll regroup again, and we'll get another face-off coming here. Lumberjacks been winning a good percentage of the face-off we've seen here tonight.
Face-off now won by Jyrkinen, chipped in behind the Lumberjack net. Picked up there, Nowak just plays it in. He takes a hit as it's sent to Jyrkinen in the middle of the zone. Far side, pass across, doesn't go, it's turned over. That's LaRue again, said his name a lot tonight as Murda steers this one into the corner, picked up by the Devils. Played from Mikulski to Jyrkinen and back the other way now. LaRue again up the right side. He's got Early on the left with him. LaRue pulls up, shot on wide of the net. Still not a shot on goal up to this point for the Lumberjacks. They're looking for anything they can. NAU dominating offensive zone, ASU dominating offensive zone time as LaRue sends it out to neutral, and it's sent back into the zone by Jyrkinen. LaRue chips it out to the neutral, and Cobley sends it forward to Jyrkinen, who's waiting for the pass. He shifty backhand to Fisher and sends a shot on in front of the net that's steered away by a Lumberjack. Back the other way now. Early tries to chip it out of the zone. He can't. Nowak instead will grab it. He'll circle, allow some of his line mates to grab a change. Fisher touches up, as is Jyrkinen. No one shot on. Save by Murdas. Nowak circled for just a second before deciding to release that puck and try to catch Murdas sleeping if he could.
Yeah, NAU, they're getting some chances down there in their zone, but nothing really going on goal, so they're trying to get around. But there's also a lot of NAU fans here in the building tonight at the Iceplex. A good crowd showing here, maybe not for ASU, but for NAU, they actually got a lot, surprisingly.
Portello sends the puck back into their offensive zone. It'll be chased after by McCullum. McCullum tries a pass off the boards. It's turned over to Witkowski, who gets it and turns it right back over. Battled for in front. Loose puck bounces Burns. Sends a puck towards the net that's picked up by Comstock. He's trailed there for just a second by Witkowski, and Sperling will grab it now. Witkowski takes a hit from behind from Simons, and Sperling tries to drop pass behind his legs. It's turned over to Otis. Comstock now with the puck, plays it up the boards to Simons, who backhands it out, trying to get it out of the zone. He can't. Burns back in, deep. Puck turned over, and McCullum will start back out the other way for the Lumberjacks up the left side. Puck deep in the offensive zone now for the Lumberjacks. Big hit behind the net by Burns. Trying to maintain the energy if they can, or the Sun Devils, as Burns will head back the other way now. Back over the bottom of the fork as Sperling skates over the top. Chipped in by Burns, picked up by Sperling. Murdas goes to play it. He can't get it clean. It's luckily passed over to LaRue, who will start it back out the other way. Sent forward to Dukeman, who turns it over just above the fork. Witkowski drop pass into his defensive zone for Cavers, who got it back to Witkowski over Sperling now up the right side. Shot on, blocked in front. And LaRue goes back the other way. Forward pass to the left side's boards to Simons, who sends it into the offensive zone, and it's turned over again and picked up. Started back the other way now, the Devils trying to find something, circling for just a moment.
Yeah, the Sun Devils, they're getting some good looks down there and keeping the puck momentum down in their zone, but NAU is starting to get some good chances.
NAU's net front defense substantially better than it was last night. This is a loose puck chipped all the way down in on Guay. Zahn was providing good chase after it, so no icing on the call, and Rigo will grab it at the blue line right in front of us. Murdas lost out of his crease. Horner pass back. It's played around by Plua right in front of us to Rejak, who sends it right back in. Remlick now in the corner, battling with two Lumberjacks. He'll knock off Zahn. Comstock will pass the puck out to Rigo, who passes it forward to Tomlin. Pass forward up the right side to Zahn. He's in deep now, pulls up just in front of the red line. Shot across, pass across, chipped in on net, didn't go. Off the stick of Roland, and battling for the loose puck now deep below the red line of the Devils. Coming out the other way now is Nowak will go down. Horner will play it on a backhand in the neutral zone and take a hit from Comstock. I believe we're going to get a penalty called here. Nowak again hauled down. Might have been a tripping call. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And this penalty could hurt Northern Arizona as they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit here. So getting a penalty is not helpful for them at this point in the game, as they're trying to get more shots on goals, as they only have one. through this point in the game.
Offensive zone faceoff, one to Squarey, who's chased after by Piper. Piper knocks the puck off his stick. Sorry, that was Svedal who knocked the puck off his stick. It's deep in the offensive zone now for NAU as they're short-handed. Picked up there, backhanded back around the net. Mikulski drops it to Burns, who starts the breakout looking for something to do. He'll opt to pass it around to Mikulski, who heads in over the blue line now right in front of us near side. Takes a little bump from Comstock, throws the puck in below the red line. Pulls up, body next to the boards to keep Comstock from touching it as it's chipped away by Tremoroli. Comstock now with the puck. Still heavy pursuit by Mikulski, and Horner comes out with it now just in front of us. He'll look to drop pass. He can instead. Burns heads towards the circle. Shot on high over the net. Ricochets around, and Horner will chip it to Squarey. Far side circle. Squarey holds there for a second. Pass over to Burns, who can't get it off his skate. Luckily, he slowed it down enough, and Mikulski's able to chip it into the zone. He's tried to steering it back out the other way was Fedor, or he can't do anything with it. Instead, now the Devils have it. Tremoroli drops it in behind the net to Squarey, who stands there for just a second. Over to Mikulski, wide open. Mikulski shot on off the blocker across the net and over to be cleared out. Otis with the right place at the right time gets that puck off the blocker of Murdos and clears it out to kill time and grab a change for the Lumberjacks. Back the other way now up the far side come the Devils. Drop past the Horner in the middle of the ice. Shot on in front, blocked, picked up by Kate Gramick. Gramick put back. Blocked again in front, back the other way now. Quickly heading is LaRue. He's up the left side. Stick handles around one. Can't get the puck back after he made the move, and it's chipped around. Start back out the other way now. Wetterberg doesn't get a touch on the puck, and Gramick will make sure he does up the far side. Wetterberg in now at the opposite side, near side dot, sorry, Jyrkinen drop past to Talas at the blue line. Shot on high, ricochets off the stanchion. Wetterberg tried to put it back with a little baseball tap, and he couldn't. Instead, Gramick will get it over the far side. Held there for just a second by Fisher, who tries a shot on that's blocked in front. NAU can't get a clear at this point. LaRue tried to clear it around, was picked up by Jyrkinen and sent over to Gramick for a temporary turnover. Instead, Wetterberg now has it. Pass forward to Gramick at the far side. Talas chips it around one. Gramick plays it with a, I almost said a cleat, plays it with a skate to his own stick now. Behind the net, Talas tries a pass that's knocked away by LaRue. He gets the puck back instead. He'll send it to Jyrkinen off the boards at the blue line and passes it across to Wetterberg. Shot on, chipped high, and Gramick will get a glove on it for just a second. Heavy pursuit by NAU, not letting ASU get anything set up in the offensive zone at this point. Doing a good job of making sure ASU can't get any quality opportunities.
Yeah, ASU getting close to the net a lot of the times and getting some good shots on goal. They got 10 right now to Northern Arizona's 1, and so they're picking up this pace and they're keeping the goalie active for NAU.
The near side now deep in the Sun Devil defensive zone. It's sent back out, coming the other way now, where the Devils is it'll just be cleared in by Sperling and saved by Murdos. 6:25 to play in the frame. 11 shots to 1 the tally up to this point. The goals 1-0 in favor of the Devils.
Yeah, ASU has been putting on the pressure the entire period, and they're making the Northern Arizona goalie work. And even though they're putting up those 11 shots, they only have 1 goal to their name. So Northern Arizona still keeping themselves in this one.
Sperling passed back at the blue line to Cobley, who sent it over to Nowak, who sent a puck in. It didn't get to the net. Now Sperling tries to pass over. That's turned over and back the other way now as Wolford. Sperling goes down. Big hit in the corner there on Cobley, and still managing to try and get the puck around to the Devils. Coming back the other way, Sperling pass across to Sullivan on the backhand. It doesn't go. Sullivan can't pick it up. He'll send it back in front. Mikulski trying to do something with it. He can instead. Sullivan sends it in around the back of the net to Cobley at the blue line. Cobley's shot on in front, blocked to Sperling. Will send it over to Wachowski down behind. Wachowski takes a big shove into the boards, but Sullivan has the puck behind the net. Off the other way now comes NAU. Wolfert pass forward to Simons. Simons will stick handle around 2 Devils and loses control of the puck, so Guay pays it into the corner where he'll chase, and NAU now trying to get something going. As Comstock gets the puck at the blue line. Shot on around Nowak doesn't go. It might have went off his leg. So Wachowski tries to clear. He can't get it out. Held the blue line now. Shot in. Save. Scores! Shot on by McCullum. Tipped in front of the net by Rowland. And on their second shot of the game, NAU's tied the game at 1.
Yeah, NAU getting down there quickly and finding the quality shot that is working for them, and that's helping them get that goal and tying this one up with just about a little more than 5 minutes left to go in the first.
So the goal credited to Roland on the tip in front as Raymond McCollum sent the puck on, and we're back even with 5:16 to play. Neutral zone draw. Won by the Devils. Held there for just a second, trying to chip it out of his own defensive zone was Kayers. He couldn't do anything with it. Instead, it's sent back in, forcing a regroup. Played forward up the near side boards to Gramlich, who sends it through the neutral zone with a head of steam now coming the other way. Is corner, and NAU just chipped that puck out. Going back the other way now, NAU, a pull-up, drop pass to Plua. Turnover to Plua, my apologies, back the other way. NAU goes to Zahn into the zone, offsides the call.
Gonna be a good rest of the first period here as both teams making some changes to players on the ice. And getting back to the Northern Arizona goal, they got down and did it quickly. Maybe another one like that could be the strategy for them tonight as they try to avenge that 8-1 loss they had. 8-1 loss they had last night.
Yeah, NAU gets more goals on the board tonight than they did last night. It was 8-0 correction, but either way, still more goals on the board. Is now up the far side, Tremoroli. He's in on a 2-1-1, pass for the square. Square holds the puck for a second, off the top of the bar, it's in the net. Great pass by Tremoroli over to Squarey, who was in a 2-on-1, and Squarey sends it off the bottom side of the top bar in the back of the net. It's 2-1 Devils now quickly.
Yeah, another quick goal from ASU, hitting that top part of the net, the net, and getting in, giving them that 2-1 lead. Really quick-paced goals, and it seems like quick-paced goals is what is the key to offense tonight here.
Official scoring on the goal is Connor Squarey from Tremoroli, and not bad at all. Good rush by the Devils there. Great offensive head of steam as Tyler Tremoroli gets set to take a draw once more just outside his own offensive zone with Otis. Dropped for just a second as it's tied up, and Otis pushes through the hold up as Talas will send it forward to Tremoroli, and was battled for just a second. Loose puck in front now, in front of us. Sorry, Talas still battling for it there. He and Simons go at it for just a little bit. They'll chip at each other, trying to get the puck out if they can, with two supports right there, LaRue being one of them. Again, we've talked a lot about LaRue tonight. He'll have the puck now just inside the circle, try to clear it out. He can't. Instead, it's chip back to Talas. Talas deep in the corner now. They're playing a lot of good offensive zone, defensive zone pressure. The Lumberjacks is in behind the net. Puck's chipped, held for just a second. Tremoroli, quick turnaround shot, backhand. Rebound doesn't go, and back the other way now. And he tries to get something started as Talas will lay a hip check on Simons, and puck's played over to Murdoss, who drops it to LaRue. Drop pass to Simons again. It doesn't go anywhere. Instead, back the other way now was Otis for just a second, and it's sent back into his defensive zone where it'll be chased after by McCollum. Wolford turns his body, drops a backhand all the way down, and Burns will grab it. He'll drop back, pass to Squarey up the boards, and Squarey will chip it out to center where it's sent to Mikulski, who can't knock it down in time to get a hand back on as Wolford tries to clear it back into his zone, and Squarey gets a body on front of it, right in front of the blue line. Mikulski tries to stick handle around one. He doesn't get the puck back after he does so, and deep in their own defensive zone now are the Devils as Cobley sends it around to Mikulski just in front of his bench. Mikulski tried a backhand pass to Squarey, who didn't know it was coming, and NAU now with the puck. Comstock skates around the outside of the fork. He'll pass it over the fork to Greedon up the left side, who sends it back to Comstock, and back in deep are the Devils in their offensive zone. Quick chick there by Jyrkinen. Delayed offsides the call, and now the Devils grab it, regroup. Jyrkinen pass back over to Nowak. Across the neutral zone back to Jyrkinen. He'll take a little bump there for just a second by Creedon, and starting something back the other way now. Mikulski over, chip around, in behind, picked up by Murdoss, sent all the way back around the other side of the net. Nowak will lay the body on it as Creedon was trying to find something to do, couldn't get his head up in time. Comstock, Jyrkinen battle for the puck, and then NAU gets a second. Mikulski shot on, knocked down in front over the pass to Jyrkinen. Jyrkinen tries to back it on, he can't. Big hit on the far side. I believe it was Cobley that just laid that hit. Is this shot on by Devils is chipped over into the corner and back out here in front of us where NOAC will battle for it for just a second. Fisher now another backhand deep into the offensive zone for Jyrkinen, who's in behind the net looking for something to do. He's got 3 Lumberjacks mirroring him, taking away that middle of the zone slot where opportunities are so crucial. Comstock with the puck, pass forward, errant in all the way down to his offensive zone, icing the call. 1:24 to play in the frame. Devils still on top 2-1.
Yeah, ASU getting a lot of good shots from all sides of the ice. They got 12 shots on goal, but really those 2 quick goals were the key to this one here.
Defensive zone draw now for NAU is 1 and a shot sent back on by the Devils. Creedon will just drop the puck into his own defensive zone for just a second and sent over to neutral and grabbed for a moment and behind his own net. Now regrouping as Regal. He'll try a pass up to Creedon, who can't get anything with it as he was bodied on there for just a moment by Rejak. Rejak turns his back to Creedon, backhands a pass into the zone, and Creedon will grab it, try to send it out off Wachowski. It's battled for there in front of the NAU net. NAU's bench getting a good look at the battle here in front of him as puck's caught up in snow, I think, right there. Chipped along the boards and sent forward to Comstock, who gloves it for just a second, drops it to the net, passes it to Regal. Back the other way now. And he just tries to set something up. It's picked up in the neutral zone. Chipped forward by Svedahor, and Portello will grab it for the Devils. He'll attempt to pass up the boards. That doesn't go, and sent back in around, trying to kill more time off the clock was Monday. Devils now in behind their own net and pass off the back of the net. That's grabbed by the Devils. Big hit in the corner. Body went down. Not sure who it was. It's jostled for just a second, and Wachowski will just clear it out off the boards. Fortuitous bounce. Sperling with a good head of steam stops the icing, and the period ends 2-1 in favor of the Sun Devils. An offensive onslaught, indeed.
Yeah, the ASU came out quick and were able to score first, and you know, probably the team is going to score first is the one that could come out victorious, and we'll see if they can come out and keep that hot streak going here in the second period.
Jack and I will be back with the call for the second period in about 20 or so minutes. Until then, enjoy our wonderful intermission scene.
extended their lead since the half. 67-49 with 7:12 remaining. Their two stars, Jordan Pope and Tyler Bilodeau, each with 15 points. Pope's got 6 assists. Bilodeau with 6 boards.
That's what I like about Pope. Coming off of 31 on Thursday, got it going early. Arizona State adjusted. He didn't force it. He hasn't been forcing it at all tonight. Making the right play, making good decisions. That's why they have this big lead.
See the Sun Devils have a closing kick. Frankie Collins to set it in. The Reds, their leading scorer. He's got 17. Collins denied that too.
Well, Rattai's grim presence here in the second half. Another block for him.
Playing through Bilodeau. Time finds Pope. Chop it. Steps in for a foul. Instead of
Curl action. Got the handoff. Before he did the play, brought up for a three. All big steps inside the line for easier too.
Gaffney misfired. Ty has another rebound. 20-point lead. They're largest in the basketball.
I think you're going to see this every possession now coming in. Oregon State using at least 20 of that 30-second shot clock.
Down low right. Off the back screen from Pope.
Said it a couple times, JB. You have to be impressed with the focus of this Oregon State team coming off a Thursday night. Right from the jump, they've been locked in, played really well.
Gaffney, no. Phillips, yes, on the offensive glass. I'm with you. They go from 5 straight losses to a home sweep potential. Their last home sweep was against the Washingtons in early February, 3 years ago. Last time they swept the Arizonas was 2015, Wayne Tinkle's first season at the helm.
They've earned this one if they can hang on. They can't get sloppy. It's not over yet. I mean, it's looking like it is, but when you have a team that's this athletic like Arizona State and can get up and press and create havoc, it's got to finish it.
Right slips, but maintains his possession. Back to a Collins. Downhill. With the whistle. Spins up baseline. And the night with a bloody nose. Trying to finish it at the foul. Fourth foul on Phillips. On the front line for Arizona State. Sun Devils go home to host Stanford and then Cal, while OSU heads to Los Angeles. And this is a different group going back out on the road, clearly, from where they were off that mountain trip. They've not won a game outside of this building. They'll go hunting for one in Los Angeles next week.
Again, we mentioned, unfortunately, USC and UCLA down this year. Not what everyone expected from those two schools. So those two stops this year or more. Down in LA.
The Reds played with 17 points. Got rid of one defender. Now Nakano. Rondo six shot the basketball well enough to really put any fear.
No, they had some good looks in the first half, especially from three that didn't go in. And you just wonder, you know, if he's not making anything offensively around the
Mellon wanted to reward him. Maybe wanted to reward him too much.
It looked like Rattai was behind everybody, and Phillips recovers and sends that thing back.
Ty has his third double-double of the season, the third career. That's with 12 and 10. but turned away here with 4:34 to go.
Where is Power Kia? Power Kia is on Market Street in Salem, but it's also expanding in all directions. Because we believe the auto buying experience should be up to you. So our staff is ready to help with any question, service and repair, or other help you need. Experience a knowledgeable and neighborly dealership, whether you're here, just down the street, out in the gorge, or anywhere in between. Check us out online and start your next adventure today. The power is yours. The Power Kia.
Pac-12 men's basketball is presented by Pacific Premier Bank, the official bank of the Pac-12, and by Columbia, the official apparel partner of the Pac-12, and by Old Trafford Beef Jerky. What's your name? Back in Corvallis, where Oregon State has led for 33 minutes of this game with a comfortable cushion to go 2-0 against the Arizonas on their home floor.
Impressive again here tonight. Got to finish the job. Got 4:34 to go. 21-point lead. Execute against the Arizona State press.
As wild as that the Bees have done it despite 4 3-point shooting, only 3 of 14. One of their worst nights of the season in terms of free throw percentage. Now they're getting volume at the line and will again here. But they've missed 12 foul shots. Wayne should have more birthdays, don't you think?
Yeah, birthday weekend. I'm really curious to see what this does moving forward for Oregon State. We'll know Thursday night, Paulie, if there's carryover from this weekend into the rest of the season. I think there will be. This free throwing tonight doesn't get into their head, though.
33 attempts, most in a conference game this season for OSU. Again, the percentage well behind their season average. Sean Phillips Jr. has been impressive. 4th foul on Michael Baton.
Well, this is another time to score. You're tied. You're up 19. He's behind you. Just let him score.
First made foul shot of the season for Sean Phillips Jr. Missed some time with a foot injury after joining ASU from LSU.
back for period 2 here between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the NAU Lumberjacks Division III action. Jack, let's take a second to look back at that first period. Run us through the scoring for either team.
Yeah, so at 119, we had Connor Seguirin, number 14, assisted by Logan Rowland, number 4 for Northern Arizona, tying us up there. He was assisted by Raymond McCollum, number 1. And then at 15:32, we had Connor Seguin again, He had 2 goals in that period, 1 away from a hat trick, making it 2-1 ASU. And he was assisted by Tyler Timeroli, and Keegan Welterberg. So those are your first period scores, and we'll see if it can be another electric period for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, so not only do the Devils dominate on the offensive end with goals, they also dominate on the offensive end with shots. The board currently reading 12 shots to 2 in favor of ASU. Same story put up last night, only this time NAU has cracked the scoreboard, and there's an opportunity for them to tie it back up here in this frame if they can do everything right. As we get ready for puck drop to start the second period, Horner drifts in for the Devils. Opposite him is Casey Otis. Ref drops the puck. Horner wins it back to Cobley, and he'll hold it there at his own defensive blue line and chip it in. Through the neutral zone now, picked up by Plua, and far side drop over. Loose puck picked up by LaRue. He'll come forward now and just send the puck in on Way, who chips it into the corner. Cobley sends it forward after a big hit by Otis. Tried to knock him off, and he was just a tad out of the way as Cobley was able to avoid it. And Cobley lays a big hit on Simons, but gets sent down to the ice as Simons reverse hits him, and Wohlert now will have the puck in behind his corner, will knock it off his stick. Loose puck on the far side. Cade Gramlich tries to get a stick on it. He can't. Instead, it's chipped over in front of us. Loose puck still. Regal drops it in the zone where Cobley will be hit for a moment by Simons, and they'll battle in behind the play as the puck's now near them. Cobley grabs the puck. He'll send it forward up the left side to Plua. Plua can't grab the puck as Regal sends it in off the referee, and back to Regal, who just drops it in again. Puck ricochets in behind, far side up the boards to Noack, where Square will hold at the wall and chip out to Horner up the far side. Horner in. Plua just a half stride ahead of him. Offsides the call. So 1 minute and 9 seconds in the frame, we grab our first stoppage of play, and it's getting more aggressive here, Jack.
Yeah, it has been a lot of big hits, trying to take out the offense and try and deter them from getting another shot on goal, and they've been trying to break up that momentum. Both teams been doing it on both sides.
This puck's sent in by Svedahor. Trickles all the way around the far side where Talas will send it forward for Squarey. Battled for just a second as the shot in on net is tipped by Tomlin. On the far side now, Burns grabs it, puts a little shove on Tomlin in the back, who turns around and sends the puck back into his defensive zone. Ref's arm is up. ASU will touch. Burns will go to the box. Not sure what the penalty is, but the ref's looking directly at Burns. Burns is battling with this one, trying to figure out what the call is for. We will find out as well here in just a moment. Burns tried to skate to the bench and couldn't. He was stopped by the linesman who sent him to the box. Still not sure what the call was on that, but Burns climbs into the box, closes the door. Bukowski wins the defensive draw. The whistle blows. NAU was trying to set something up. Bressler held it at the blue line, and then the whistle blew, so he just sends it back forward to the ref, where he'll drop it again for Otis and Witkowski. Witkowski wins that draw over to Sperling, who's hauled down. And the whistle blows again. It's Tomlin hauled down Sperling, I believe. So now we're back to 4-on-4 play.
Yeah, ASU getting their second power play of the night. NAU on their first. ASU couldn't capitalize on their first power play of the night, so we'll see if this one can be better for the Sun Devils.
4-on-4, more room on the ice. They'll stick with Witkowski and Otis on the draw. Otis will win it back to Bressler, who will hold it in behind his own net. He'll be forced out the other way by Sperling. He'll turn it over. Sperling shot on, ricochets wide of the net. Sent all the way around to Woolert in the neutral zone. He'll try to pass it forward to Simons, who turns it over, and Witkowski kicks it into Nowak, who avoids a hit by Simons there, and Simons will have the puck now in his own offensive zone. Sperling will battle with him for just a second, still looking for possession of the puck. It's Wolford as Nowak comes out towards the top of the fork, just sends that pass in deep, where Murdoch will try to get a stick on it. He can't. Far side now, control for the Devils, turning around the net, near side. Cobley standing at the blue line waiting for a pass. If one were to come his way, it doesn't, as Sperling will turn the puck over and back in behind his own net. Now is Witkowski. He'll pull the puck in tight, avoid a hit, drop over to Sperling, who grabs it behind the net. He'll kick that out to Nowak at the blue line. Nowak holds, shot on wide of the net. Back to Cobley, who sends it into Witkowski. Off Witkowski's stick, turned over to Otis. Otis will chip it through, tries to get out of the zone. He can't. Nowak, great hold at the line. Nowak drops the puck in deep. It's held there for a second by Sperling. Turns, fires a wrist shot on net. Lost for just a second by Murdoch after it hit the glove, but Sperling with a pretty wrist shot on. Had Murdoch tricked for just a second, as back into the offensive zone now come the Lumberjacks, but great body positioning there by ASU to be where they need to be, as Cobley will grab the puck, send it out towards Jurkinen. Jurkinen up the left side, one-on-one opportunity with Mikulski behind him. Jurkinen pulls up, step across, shot on in front, knocked down. Mikulski sends it back into Murdoch. No doing there. 14 shots to 3 now reads the clock. 24 seconds remaining on the Sun Devil power play, 19 remaining on the 4-on-4.
Yeah, ASU had a good look there with that one-on-one, but just couldn't convert there. 24 seconds left on the power play for ASU. Seeing if they can capitalize on this possession. And we saw the quick goals in the first period, so maybe that is another key to the second half.
Jurkinen waits in the circle as Murdoch will fix his mask. Jurkinen will stand up, stretch the back a little bit. Svedahor across from him. Mikulski cavers back in the zone with him, as is Rejak. Out for the Lumberjacks is going to be Brett Zahn. Far side, Logan LaRue in deep, as well as Yuri Svedahor. Murdoch finally gets his mask back on. Jurkinen takes a quick circle around. Ref gets ready to drop the puck. Jurkinen drifts in. Again, opposite Svedahor, who wins the puck over. Tries to pass it to LaRue instead. A shot by Rejak on the loose puck. Gets in deep. Jurkinen now battling for it there as LaRue goes down. No call on the play. Shot around, turn by Mikulski. Doesn't go anywhere, and LaRue will grab it for just a second. He'll lose possession. It'll be kicked out. Trying to send it forward as NAU, as ASU returns a skater to the ice now on a 4-second power play. Jurkinen pass over to Fisher, and NAU now back at full strength as well. Nothing doing on the 4-on-4 for either side as Mikulski has the puck up the near side. That puck chipped out of play. Sent back in by a fan here. Sinhasen, local celebrity, our wonderful cameraman, being sure to get the shots on the ice for us. Here, wonderful as always. We appreciate you. Everything you do for NO TV is greatly appreciated. But here, thank you. He nodded his head in approval and gave me a thumbs up. So I assume that means he also agrees. Face off now to goalie's right is won by the Devils. Shot on wicked fast by Burns. Oh, great slap shot in. It's going to be held there for just a second as it's battled for in front of the Sun Devil bench. Down goes a Lumberjack and back the other way now. NAU's trying to start something. The puck chipped out by Talas, knocked down, and weakly bounces in the neutral zone off the stick of Bressler. Sent over to Portello, looking for something to do. Bressler has it now, takes a hit from Witkowski, pins him up against the boards. And it's back into the defensive zone now for NAU, who will try to start a break out the other way. That puck trickles all the way down in on Guay. Talas the first to touch it, so icing will be the call.
We're seeing both teams be a little more aggressive since those power plays occurred, giving us the 4-on-4. So we're seeing a lot of defensive play there along with that aggressiveness. So it's keeping the score a lot, or very much so, at bay. And that could be the key to getting through this period for ASU up 2-1.
Horner wins the draw over to the boards and tries a quick shot in on net from a tight angle. Burns with the puck down in front of the ASU bench. He'll just backhand it into the zone. It'll be picked up by Horner off the stick of a Lumberjack. Horner with a head of steam in behind the net. He'll take it up against the boards himself, circle the zone, pass over to Burns, far side. Burns looking for something to do, can't get a stick on it. Instead, it's deep into the zone and turned over. Trying to start a breakout back the other way was Bressler as a hit attempt late on Burns. He stepped out of the way, Horner with the puck now, shot on, gloved by Murdos. Shot number 15 on Murdos is a stop with 15:01 to go in the period.
ASU continuing to put on that pressure with Northern Arizona, racking up those shots on goal, getting consistent good looks, just trying to find the one that'll slip through.
Witterberg wins the draw back to Cobley, who sends a puck on that's chipped in front. Witterberg will try to touch it at the red line. The puck was played with a high stick, so he couldn't be the first to touch it. Now it's drop pass in front, shot on, not sure who got it. Think it might have been Tremoroli as Murdos kicked from post to post. Tremoroli in behind the net now, pass forward attempted for Wetterberg. It's slowed by the stick of a Lumberjack and back the other way now. Chipped over into the Sun Devil bench. Another stoppage of play in ASU's offensive zone. Bad place to be if you're NAU.
Yeah, these stoppages are giving NAU the ability to regroup and find their rhythm and keep these ASU shots to a minimum. They've done a good job at that in a few minutes, but ASU still being able to get those shots on goal increase. They're at 16 at the moment.
Pass up off the boards to Wetterberg, who can't get a stick on it. Murdos will slide out of his crease and the butterfly to freeze the puck. Stoppages, like Jack mentioned, are very common right now. I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of them, a lot more than we had yesterday. We had a lot of only stoppages in play for goals, and today so far an even game for both sides. It's been a good one to watch. It's drifting into the face-off circle now is Mikulski and Otis again. Otis taking a lot of the draws this frame for NAU. He's won another one, is sent in behind the net. Played around to the far side. LaRue will grab it and spin off. Send it out to the blue line where it's turned over. Jurkinen chips it in deep for Fisher. Fisher pass across, nobody home. Looking for something to do as NAU will try to bring it back the other way. You see we just had an entire crowd of people walking in front of the camera. I apologize, wasn't able to see much there as Rejack now has it in his defensive zone. Head of steam, pass forward, chips off a couple of NAU players. Jurkinen with the puck, heads over the fork at the red line. Jurkinen stick handles, pulls up for just a second, slows his skate. Fisher sends a shot in on Murdos that he got a piece of, and forcing a regroup for Cavers, who will drift backwards over the Mountain America Credit Union logo just on the other side of the Sun Devil defensive blue line. Fisher will grab it from him, send it forward to Mikulski, and it'll be turned over again. Looking for something to do is now LaRue has it for NAU. LaRue sends it forward to Otis, who lays it backwards, hit on Cavers. Cavers is on top of the puck. Jurkinen knew where it was, and Otis is grabbing a change as quickly onto the ice as Rejack and LaRue will grab the puck for a second, send it back out on the blue line. Fast into the offensive zone. Now comes NAU up the right side, held, shot on. Kicks wide of the net off the stick of Dukeman. And around in front of the NAU bench now is Jurkinen's knocked off his speed for just a second by Monday. Down in the zone, Fisher shot on Murdos. Rebound, loose in front. Kicks behind the net. Mikulski with the shot on, blocked in front there. Down on his knees in front of the net was Wolford, who made the stop on the puck and back the other way now. Comes Regal. Regal right here in front of us on the near side. Takes a big hip check. Cavers is down on that play. He's hurt.
Use your own phone! Hey, don't be afraid, it's a public line. Dial it!
We're gonna wait to see if Cavers gets off the ice here. We're gonna take just a short break. Hopefully Cavers is all right. So Cavers gets back to his feet. He'll be helped off the ice by Burns, and another Sun Devil, I believe it's Squarey, is not moving his legs very much as Cavers. We're going to wait to open, find out he's okay as he'll get off the ice. Burns will walk him out, and it looks like Burns is going to help walk through the room.
Yeah, couldn't really see what angle the hit was coming from, but it seemed like it was towards the lower body and even the legs, and his legs, because he was down on the ice for a couple minutes there before he was helped off the ice. And like James said, he was not moving his legs very much at all, so most likely would be some kind of leg injury, but whatever it is, we hope he is okay.
Yeah, Cavers went to lay a hip check and threw himself into the boards. Again, not 100% sure what happened. We don't have a replay on it. We're just going to hope whatever it was, Cavers is all right. We apologize for cutting our audio for a moment. We understand that there's people in attendance who are yelling at each other, so we were just trying to avoid any issues. Any words that aren't supposed to be broadcast over live airways, we were just trying to avoid them being broadcast here on Inferno TV. Is back to the action now. Comstock brings the puck in, shot on, Ways, chipped away by Nowak. Back the other way now, trying to lay a hit at the boards was Dukeman, and ASU's into their own offensive zone deep. Sperling lays a hit in the corner and sent back over to Sperling. Puck's jostled for just a second. Sperling grabbing a hold of somebody behind the play. Ref got his arm up. Talas touches the puck. Sperling will head to the box. Not sure what it's for, but we'll see what the call is here. Burns is beginning to walk back to the ice. Heading back onto the Sun Devil bench now. That's good to see that he was able to get Cavers to the locker room, and Burns returns to the ice. Probably the only person who knows what's going on with Cavers at this point, but again, we won't worry about that right now. We'll hope he's okay, and we'll just focus on the play as NAU jumps onto the power play. Sperling gets a 2-minute gate for roughing, and NAU calls Otis to the bench. Their sixth skater on accident as the defensive zone draws one by Witkowski. Coley with the puck in behind the net, tries to chip it out of the zone. It does get there as it was held up for just a second and slowed. Sent back in. Battled for a moment as Witkowski's in his own offensive zone. Shot on, heavy wrister, heavy slap shot, sorry. Kareem's all the way around for Zahn, who got a stick on it for just a second, and it's turned over back the other way now. Comes Dukeman up the near side in front of us. Burns lays a little punch on him as Witkowski sends that puck all the way back out to Murdos' blade, and Murdos will hold it for LaRue. LaRue mirrored there by Squarey for just a moment, who makes contact with Murdos, and LaRue pass over to his right, sent back across the far side all the way to Regal. Regal into the zone now for just a moment. Holds up. Squarey tries to lay a hit on him. Instead, he'll end up knocking into the boards, and it's cleared all the way back down around the zone to Murdos. Murdos holds, sends it forward to LaRue one more time. LaRue will try to start a break. Instead, it's Burns who gets it on an errant pass by LaRue, and loose puck on a rush into the zone from Burns is picked up by LaRue. Back to Horner now into the neutral zone is Bressler. Bressler trying to send a shot on in front is blocked as now LaRue has the puck. Wrister gets to the net off the pass. Bressler sends it back, scores! So Logan LaRue sends a puck to the net, and off the rebound of Clay, picked up by Bressler and sent home to tie this game back at 2.
Yeah, it's been a very physical second period, but it's been more so leaning towards the Lumberjacks as the crowd really getting involved there, showing their support for NAU. The overwhelming majority of the fans here are for NAU.
ASU will grab their only timeout of the game.
NAU goal, power play goal, scored by number 20, Dawson Bressler.
The Dawson Bressler fan club is apparently sitting to our right, so they were very cheery for that as Murdos will skate to the bench and grab a knuckle from Corey, who again played last night, got pulled, and Murdos came in at that point. ASU grabs a timeout. Horner skates back out to neutral as realizes his team's still at the bench. Sun Devils break, Lumberjacks break.
Yeah, and we'll see what ASU is going to do here coming out of this timeout. It hasn't been kind of the quick, fast-paced goals like we saw in that first period, but they are taking a little bit more time with each of their goals here. But like I said, more physical period too. So we're see if that We'll see if that plays into any of the action in the last 10:45 here in this period.
Down on the far side now is Comstock. Gremlich laid a hit on him into the boards, and they'll skate over to check on him. Comstock's gonna lay for a second. He'll labor and get up. We'll take another break for a moment from the action as Comstock will skate off under his own power. It's great to see whenever a player gets injured in the game, be able to skate off without any help. Comstock returns to the bench. Horner drifts into the face-off circle for the Devils. Roland, his opposite. Draw won by Horner, played back to Nowak at the blue line. Nowak with a shot on that's knocked away by Plua. Back around the other way, it's sent by LaRue. Roland with the puck now on the far side, sends it back around. He's looking for Tomlin. Tomlin able to send the puck out to the blue line, but Rejak keeps it in as now Nowak has it over the Mountain America Credit Union logo in their offensive zone on the blue line as Tomlin comes back out the other way. He'll send that puck across the neutral zone to Creedon, where Nowak will pick it up after it bounced off Creedon's stick. Tomlin back in the zone now. Ref's arm up, delayed offsides the call, and it's chipped in by Roland. 10:07 to play. Not as many stoppages in this half, the frame. Not as many stoppages in this period as we saw in the first, Jack.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stoppages, giving both sides a lot of time to regroup and try and make some offense. We are tied in that 2-2 game.
Tremoroli wins the draw and sends over to Wetterberg, who chipped it into the zone for Tremoroli to chase after it. He was mirrored there for just a moment by Riegel, who had a good body on Tremoroli, prevented him from doing anything with it as Simons will just chip it out to the neutral zone for Riegel to try and play it. Instead, now into the offensive zone comes NAU, a shot on. Toe drag by Simons, not able to do anything with it. Wetterberg now chips it over. Glove down, kept right where it was for just a moment by Monday. Going back the other way now. It's picked up in the neutral zone by Wolford. Sent forward to Otis, who stick handles around one. Turned over, Rejak with the puck now. Sorry, Talas with the puck now. Kicks it to Wetterberg. Drops it into Tremoroli, and a pass back to Talas doesn't go off the stick of Tremoroli. This puck will trickle all the way back down to our right, where Talas will touch it. Icing waved off. He takes a hit there from Simons for just a moment. Talas pass over to Wetterberg through the neutral zone, right over the heart of the fort. Wetterberg stick handle shot on, goes wide of the net. Murdoch still tracked it. Squarey sends a puck back towards the net. It's chipped around. Jurkinen pulls it up on the backhand for just a moment. Loose puck now kicking up the boards just a little bit further to Cobley, who stands waiting for it at the blue line. He'll battle there for just a second with Zahn. Mikulski now sent a puck on a pass to Jurkinen that was turned over, and NAU will grab a regroup. Back over the semicircle in front of the scorer's box into the offensive zone comes NAU, and a turnover again. Cobley sends a pass through the skates of Fisher. LaRue sends it all the way down to his goaltender, where he'll chase after it to battle with Fisher in the far corner. LaRue holds for a second, trying to get the puck out if he can. Instead, he'll just drop it to Tomlin, who sends it across the ice, and it's chipped forward there. Picked up for just a moment by Zahn as he can't get a stick on it, so Burns will have it going back the other way. Burns into the offensive zone, shot on, blocked in front, kicked in behind the net. Burns lays a good shoulder check to separate the defense from the puck, and not able to do anything with it after he did so. So now Nowak will have the puck as it trickles all the way back down into his offensive zone. He'll just head up, pass forward to Fisher, who tried to pass it forward. It's intercepted by Zahn, and well offsides was Creedon as Zahn carried it into the zone. Another stoppage of play, about another 2 minutes after the last.
Yeah, a very intense second period, and both teams chirping at each other, even some of the fans getting in on the chirping too with some of the calls there. But it's also been a very defensive heavy game as well, so really striking difference from what we saw in that first period.
Witkowski and Roland on the draw. Witkowski wins it back to Cobley, who tried to pass it over, and instead it was turned over. Cobley now has the puck. He'll attempt to pass to Sperling. It goes wide of him and sent all the way back in off the pads of Murdoch. Witkowski sends a pass across to Sperling. Sperling's not home. Instead, back the other way now. The Lumberjacks, as Piper tries to head it up the boards, he can. Instead, Wachowski kicks it back into his offensive zone for just a second. Kobe will have it in his defensive zone back down here in our side, and Rejack will stick handle around and kick the puck in deep to his offensive zone. Held there for just a moment by Sullivan after it was played by Murdoch. Rejack now picks up the loose puck. Snapshot on. Goes wide of the net to Cobley. Cobley drops it in deep to Wachowski, who plays it around for Sullivan. Sullivan battling for it with good luck. Loose in behind the NAU net. Somebody's trying to get possession as Murdoch pokes it away. Good stick check by Murdoch to get that puck out of there. Prevent any opportunity for an ASU in close as Rejack chips the puck back in deep. It's picked up by Goodluck, played over, and a pass across the zone to Piper, who can't corral. It'll send all the way back into the zone. Chased by Cobley. Cobley will grab, knows Goodluck's right there with him. Sorry, Piper was right there with him. He drops it past to Sperling. Puck bouncing all the way around as Rejack will send it over to Sperling. He'll carry it over the center ice logo. Sperling pass forward in front. Doesn't go. Instead, it's NAU now with possession of the puck, trying to get possession of the puck if they can. Is back behind the plate. Cooper Early battling with Wachowski in front of the Sun Devil bench. The whistles go. I believe interference will be the call.
We got another power play coming for ASU as number 3 for number 3, that would be Cooper Early. Cooper Early getting the penalty and putting ASU on the power play. 6:28 to go here in this second period.
Horner wins the draw over to Squarey. Loose puck kicks all the way out to Burns at the blue line, and it's chipped in deep to the defensive zone of the Devils by Wolford. Tremoroli picks that puck up as Wolford draped all over, and he'll drop a pass to Burns and try to send it off the back of the board. Instead, it hit the back of the net, and Burns comes out now the other way over the Mountain America logo. Tries to pass it forward to Squarey, who wasn't able to stick on as Burns lays a hit at neutral. This puck trickles back into the defensive zone for the Devils. Squarey will have it in behind his net as they'll all circle in front of him, trying to confuse this forecheck by NAU as Svedahor was right there. Instead, it's Mikulski. Pass forward to Horner up the near side. Horner went into it, had a steam. Stick comes around a defender. He'll have to carry it all the way around the zone, looking for something to do. Again, NAU doing a really great job at taking away the high chance areas as that puck's wristed on the net, kicked in behind off the stick of Burns from the blue line as now Horner has it. He'll circle with it for just a moment up the near side of the far end zone. Horner back skates. Tomlin drops to a knee to get a stick in the way as Burns tries to pass across the zone to Mikulski. It doesn't go. LaRue knocks Mikulski's stick out of his hand with the stick check, and Tomlin sends it back in over the blue line to the Sun Devil defensive zone, where it'll be turned around by Burns, sent forward. Two-line pass to Squarey. Squarey tries to get a pass in front off the stick of LaRue. Sent back to Horner. Puck back in near the Sun Devil offensive net now as Horner has it at the blue line. Tomlin again, good. Block in front, takes away the lane as puck just trickles in on Murdoch. He'll get a glove on it. 5:01 to play, 33 seconds remaining on the Sun Devil penalty.
Yeah, we got ASU still on that power play. A little bit left in that power play, and they're getting a couple good shots on goal here during that power play. Their shots on goal are now up at 21. But as I've been preaching all period long, it's been a very big defensive battle with a lot more hits, a lot of players swiping opposing players' sticks away, and other stuff like that to get the defense on high alert. So more of a defensive battle here, but let's see if they can get anything with these last 20 seconds in the power play.
Wetterberg sends the pass across to Tallis at the blue line, who drops it into Jurkinen. Pass over to Gremlick. Gremlick shot on, goes wide of the net. It's picked up by Wetterberg. In behind, back to Tallis at the blue line. Jurkinen awaiting. Pass to Jurkinen. He doesn't get a wrist shot off. Instead, he'll just snap it on net. It kicks up off Murdoch in behind as Wetterberg will chip it over. It's gloved for a moment by Fisher. Wetterberg back with the puck. His goaltender stick to our right starts to clap on the ice to let him know NAU's back at full strength. Successful kill. The penalty is Gremlick can't corral that puck in deep. Gremlick holds, pass across to Fisher, doesn't go. Instead, it's Jurkinen who grabs it deep in on the red line. Sharp angle shot, gloved by Murdoch. Bodied and held for another stoppage of play after the end of the penalty for NAU.
Yeah, ASU done with that power play, and there's 4:17 remaining here in the second period. We'll see if ASU can try and come back and take a lead into this third period, but it'll be interesting to see if any of this chippiness continues over into that third period.
Witkowski wins the draw back to Rejak. Rejak sends a shot in that goes wide of the net, and Simons tries to play it out of his zone. He can't. Instead, it'll be turned over in front of the net. A dangerous opportunity where McCollum couldn't corral. McCollum mirrors Witkowski behind the net. Now it's held for just a moment, sent up to the board. So Rejak will hold there, send it in back behind the net. Witkowski backhands a pass across over on the far side of the net, trying to poke it home. Doesn't go. Instead, it's picked up. Another opportunity to try and set something up. NAU doing still a great job of keeping out those high chance opportunities, high chance zones opportunities away from the Sun Devils as it's sent into the defensive zone. Rejak will battle for just a second. Zahn and Simons will get hauled down. Zahn now with the puck, holds it over the Mountain American Credit Union triangle. Shot on deep into the zone. Simons tries to get a pass across to Zahn. Instead, it's battled for just a second. Rejak sent back out. LaRue now in front of the Venezzi's pizza side. Sends a shot on net that doesn't go. Portello grabs the puck for ASU, takes a hit from Simons. And Witkowski played with a backhand forward to Sperling. Sperling into the zone, crosses over to NAU defenseman. Shot on wide of the net, picked up by Witkowski. Slap shot sent in behind the net, and it's picked up with a back to the NAU players. Plua sends a pass through the open lane off the stick of Gramlich, dropped to Nowak at the blue line, shot over to Burns, who lays a wrister on net that goes high and over the net. Nowak tries to center a pass. Nobody home. Instead, Simons will battle with Burns for it. Burns chips in deeper to Gramlich. ASU still holding the zone. Gramlich sends it around the back of the net to Witkowski. It's held there for just a second by Nowak on the far side, picked up by Plua. Can't be corralled as Simons was all over him. Simons grabs a change. Plua sends over to Burns, who chips in into the zone. The Sun Devils play defense now, back into the offensive zone for NAU. Comes rolling, pulls up, stops for just a second. Loose puck in front of our cameraman here, and in the circle is hitting the corner. Now coming back the other way is Burns. Burns trying to center a puck for Plua, who wasn't able to grab it. Instead, it's sent back in by Regal, forcing a regroup now. Started out by Nowak, over to Burns, forward to Plua, who can't corral. And LaRue will switch to the back skate and just chip it back into the neutral zone. It'll be picked up by Wolford. Wolford risks a puck in on Guay that ends up in the corner as there's lumber down to our right. Otis with the puck in there. He'll hold for a second, turn it over. His corner goes back the other way. A 1-on-3 opportunity. Horner up the right side boards. He'll stick in our own defenseman. Try to get in front of the net. He can't. Murdos doesn't have to make a stop on this puck as LaRue will try to clear it out. It'll hit Wetterberg, bounce around for just a moment, and back the other way now comes Tomlin, the captain. The Lumberjacks. Tomlin shot on, save, rebound, not able to be grabbed as it's now finally turned back to the net. Otis gets the puck in behind the net as it's held there for a second by Regal, who sends it back in deeper. Puck chipped around. Stick might have gotten in the way as Tomlin keeps it in, Otis keeps it in the zone where Tomlin will try to play it. The puck almost hit the ref in the head as it was chipped forward for Monday, who lays a good piece on it. Talas now chips it out to Squarey. Squarey, Horner, and Wetterberg back the other way. Horner up the right, Wetterberg up the left. Horner holds, stick handles. Man goes down. Good take-away opportunity by Gage Monday to stop anything from happening there and let ASU score. Good defense there by the Lumberjacks. Final minute of play in the period as Talas starts back the other way. Wetterberg up the left side, Squarey trailing him. Wetterberg stick handles around. He'll get a shot on Murdos that doesn't go. It's kicked away into the corner, picked up by Squarey. Squarey trying to do something with it. He'll just drop it back down to Wetterberg. 46 to play as Trummeroli will touch it in behind the net. It's held there for just a second, battled for. Trummeroli will just send it out to Talas at the blue line, 38. Talas sends a shot on that ricochets off the leg of, I believe it was a Lumberjack, as this loose puck trickles to the far side. Squarey sends it in behind the boards over to Trummeroli, who'll just backhand it over again, looking for Wetterberg, who's not home. Instead, it's Cobley at the blue line, who risks a puck on net that's chipped way out of play, way over the net. And stoppage of play with 20 seconds in the frame as Roland will grab his broken lumber from our right. Another offensive zone chance for the Sun Devils to get a goal here before heading into the intermission. Shots this period so far reading 26 to 10. ASU came into this frame with 12 on the board. NAU came into this frame with 10. 14 shots on goal for the Devils. 8 for NAU as Trummeroli wins the drawback to Squarey, who sends a shot in that goes wide. Wetterberg will battle for it there for just a second. Now Nowak has it at the blue line. He'll pull up a couple Devils, trying to find lanes to get open as Trummeroli will send it over to Squarey. He'll hold for just a second. He's looking for his third on the night. Squarey lays a reverse hit. Rejak gets the loose puck, chips around his back. The other way comes Tomlin, and that'll do it for the second period. Jack, talk us through the speed of that second frame and how it differed from the first.
Yeah, it was a very different second period than it was the first. A very big defensive battle. We did have that injury to the ASU player. We hope he is okay. We're not sure what the injury is, and like I said, hope he's okay. And with that, there are a lot of big hits and a lot of stoppages, giving both teams the opportunity to reset and make it a big defensive battle. But want to give credit real quick to goalie Lucas Mirchas, number 33 for NAU, who has been able to stop a bunch of those Sun Devil shots on goal. There's been 27 of them, only 2 have gone in. So really, he's been playing better in the second period than we saw in that first period. And if they can keep it up, it could be another defensive battle for the second period and could even warrant some overtime.
So like Jack mentioned, Murdoch stops 25 of 27 off the stick of the Sun Devils. As we will take an intermission, be back in about 15 to 17 minutes for the final regulation free. And back for period 3 in a tied game. 2-2, the scoreboard reads Arizona State, Northern Arizona University again. My name's James Mackey alongside Jack Footer, John Kinney, our producer, and Mahir Sinhasan, local celebrity, #1 cameraman in Inferno TV. Jack, take us through the scoring in that period. We only saw 1 goal boasted, and it was by NAU.
Yes, we only did have 1 goal in a very long and defensive second period, but Dawson Bressler, his second goal of the year at the 9:08 mark off the power play, tied it up at 2 apiece for ASU and NAU. He was assisted by Logan LaRue for his 9th assist of the year, as both teams are getting back out onto the ice for what should be another exciting third period. This one we got coming up is the third period. And we got 20 more what should be terrific minutes to deem a winner, or maybe we'll even have overtime.
That's a sacred word, Jack. You can't just throw around the word overtime, dude.
We could.
You're very right. Overtime is possible.
It is.
Referee checking on both sides. ASU at their bench for a final get together, make sure everything's right. Murdos to our right continues his goalie dance. Down to our left is Guay in his stretch mode as both teams will glide out to the center ice circle. Be ready for the puck drop to start period number 3 between Arizona State and Northern Arizona University. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you're just joining us, 2 first period goals by ASU, 1 in return by NAU, 1 in the middle frame by NAU, making it a 2-2 game. And we're tied at 2 going into the third as a quick shot on. Guay is kicked into the corner. Coming back the other way now. The Devils trying to get it out of the defensive zone if they can. They will successfully. It's Cade Gramlich, Notre Dame prep product. Is he'll pass it over to Horner, who will send a shot in, and Pluto will get the puck behind the net. Gramlich with a quick backhand as it's sent out by the Lumberjacks. Forced to regroup. Cobley will be the first one to touch the puck. Zahn right there to mirror him as Cobley will get it around him, send it forward to Gramlich, who chips it over, trying to pass it forward for Plua. Instead, LaRue gets a piece of it, sends it back, and Gramlich will have it in his own defensive zone before it's turned away. Coming out the other way now is Nowak. Nowak trailed heavily by Otis. Good stick checking from behind as Nowak stick handles around almost every single Lumberjack on the ice. Nowak looking for a pass. Gramlich glides into the zone, backhand. Pass to Nowak. He'll play catch for a second, get the puck back behind the net. Gramlich fighting off LaRue. An offensive style, LaRue plays a good game, but he's got a great defensive touch to him too as Talas gets this puck down to Gramlich just above the red line. He'll carry it in, get pinned against the boards by LaRue, and trying to come the other way now was McCollum. He'll get it out over the blue line into the neutral zone and force the Devils again to regroup. Burns sends a stretch patch for Gramlich that's chipped in, and Tremoroli will get a stick on it, but not before it's sent back out towards the neutral zone and turned into the offensive zone for the Devils. Pick up there, Talas almost got a piece of that puck as it was instead Tremoroli who tipped it out of midair, and a clearing attempt around the Devils by Simons doesn't go. Talas carries the puck in through neutral zone over the blue line. Talas stick handles around one, drag, toe drag. Talas towards the net, doesn't get a shot off. He'll get tied up in the stick of Dawson Bressler and go down as Bressler gets his stick back. The ref's whistle blows, arm up. What will be the call? Talas with an absolutely disgusting toe drag between 2 Lumberjacks, and he ended up getting hauled down by Bressler.
Yeah, great play there, and almost great goal there too. Just couldn't get it to go. And I'll be curious to see in this period if ASU is able to get more shots on goal, and if any of those will go for goals. They had a ton of them in that second period. There are 27 now, and we'll see if they can get any of those to get those as a goal.
Jyrkinen plays the puck over to Fisher, who sends it back to Talas. The blue line. Talas wrist shot on, ricochets high off the glass, and Fisher will chip it back into Jyrkinen. Jyrkinen will grab it for a second, pull it in tight to his body. Stick on around with Simons away, the hips on him against the wall. Jyrkinen gets it around him to Fisher. Pass out to Gramlich in the middle of the zone. Is knocked away from his stick and played back into the corner. Where Fisher will battle for it for just a second. Gramlich will come in to help. Gramlich in behind the net. Shot on to Murdos. Saved by Murdos. Bodied up. 29-11. The shots now read in favor of these Sun Devils. Again, they posted, I believe it was 16 shots in that middle frame after finishing the first. Up 12-2. Middle frame, and he put up 8 and scored 1. Talas now gets the draw as it's Talas over to Wetterberg. Wetterberg in the circle. Shot on Rister. Scores! A great pass by Talas, and Wetterberg wrists one home from the circle over the glove, and we got a 3-2 Sun Devils lead on the power play.
Yeah, there's a great pass there in for the goal, and really seeing the productiveness of those shots on goal, getting into the net. They had 16 of those in the second period, and were able to capitalize here on this one.
Murdos with an absolutely unsavable puck. Unfortunately, it was tucked right where it needed to be, and beautifully done as well. Center ice draw lost by the Devils as it's sent into the defensive zone of the Devils by Zahn. Play back out to the blue line. Tried to chip at it was Gage Monday. He tried to get a one-time on it, as this will be an offsides call.
Power play goal scored by number 7, Keegan Wetterberg.
Wetterberg will get credit for the goal,
By number 9,
assisted by
and number 89,
Tallis
Kate Gramlich.
and Gramlich.
Time to the goal, power play goal, 17:37 remaining. In the
Danger
third
zone
period.
draw, puck chipped off the glass. Great play by Witkowski to get the puck in deep. Monday mirrors him, lays a hit on him in the corner. Is back the other way on the opposite side of the zone is Dukeman and Sullivan. Dukeman gets his stick lifted by Sullivan for just a second, is able to get his stick back down as Sperling trying to knock it to Sullivan. He can. It's picked up by Regal, played around the defenseman. And heavy pressure by Nowak now, who's in behind the red line. He's looking for something to do, pulls up, stops right over the Adidas logo. Pass in front of the net, knocked down in front, doesn't get anyone. Monday was on his knees, is back the other way now. Comes NAU up the right side, a 3-on-1 opportunity. That's Roland. He tries to pass over. It doesn't eventually get to where he was looking for Dukeman. Dukeman wrists, fires one on net. Sorry, that got kicked in behind. Picked up by Zahn, who holds it now at the blue line. He'll turn that into a shot on Guay that ricochets up in that netting. Same place we saw a puck go over that netting last period after it was chipped on a nice little wrist shot by the Devils. 16:36 to play in the frame. It's getting a little bit tighter now.
Yeah, it is. ASU has that 3-2 lead, trying to maintain that and keep the defensive play up intact so they can maintain this lead or even expand on it.
Defensive zone draw won by Jyrkinen over to his winger, who lost control of the puck. It was chipped in. Cooper Early will send it back around looking for Creedon. Creedon will send it back to Early and behind the net where Talas lift his stick, allowing Jyrkinen to grab it. Jyrkinen trying to pass it forward to Fisher. It's intercepted by Otis. Picked up at the blue line by Creedon, who goes down. He can't get a stick on it. Jyrkinen quickly into the zone in a 3-on-3 opportunity. He'll pull up, stop, far side circle, pass back to Rejak. Go back the other way now. Otis and Early. Otis, pass across the Early. Shot on. No, he held it. He scores. Otis back into his own offensive zone. Fires one past Guay. We are tied back at 3 with 16:04 remaining in the frame.
Yeah, just a little missed pass there by ASU, giving NAU the ability to go down the ice and score the goal, and score the quick, fast-paced goal. 2 of their goals have come in that fast, quick-paced format. So that seems to be the key for them tonight on the offensive side.
So NAU continues the pace of retaliating after Big Brother scores, and the brothers from up north have tied this game at 3 with just about 16 minutes to play, as the puck's now deep in the offensive zone for the Devils, and turning it back the other way was Svedahor. Svedahor passes it forward to Tomlin up the right side. Tomlin lays a shot in on Guay that's gloved. And another stoppage of play. 15:47 now remaining in the frame as Danger Zone plays over the speakers. NAU doing a really good job of taking away the middle of the ice, not allowing a good landing strip, if you will, for this ASU attack.
Yeah, and James, as you said, Danger Zone playing on the speakers here, putting ASU in that danger zone, trying to keep this game at bay and really continue that well defensive play and keep them in this one here, where we've seen not as many hits so far as we saw in that second period, but they are starting to rack up a little bit, and we'll see if that puts any team off a little bit or not.
Nowak loses possession behind the net, and Svedahor plays it out. It's turned over. Chipped back into the zone by LaRue and picked up there by Nowak. He'll hold for a second at the red line. Nowak sends a pass in front of Guay over to the far side to Burns, and chipped in. Back the other way is Simons. Burns knows he's there, sees him, feels a big hit in behind by Simons as Burns goes down for a second. Nowak chips it forward to Trim earlier, try to get to Squarey, who is waiting. Squarey will come out with it. So LaRue will back skate into the red line and thwart that attempt. Going back the other way is Simons. He can't get a stick on it. The puck's chipped all the way back down to Metris, who had his glove up, and that'll be a stoppage of play. .14:51 remaining on the play clock. Shots reading now 30-13 in favor of the Sun Devils. Shout out to our producer John Kinney for keeping a good eye on that, as we have had a lot of recording to do. He's been keeping track of our penalties. He's been keeping track of our goals. He's been keeping track of our shots on net. So special shout out to you, John, for doing your thing and doing it well. This draw is won by Otis. Played back, shot on from the blue line, gloved by Guay, and held there for another stoppage of play.
Yeah, we're seeing some changes. ASU switching out a few players, getting another one of those power play, another one of those face-offs, and seeing if they can win those. Most of those been going to NAU tonight.
Otis and Sperling on the draws. It's chipped down now fast. Rush in by Witkowski. He braces for a hit along the boards from assistant captain Regal. The Lumberjacks is a big follow-up hit there by Portello. Knocks the puck loose, and able to get something on net was Sperling. Sperling sends it out to the blue line now for Tallis. Tallis will hold, as he saw down in front of him was Simon. Shot on by Sperling, blocked away by Regal, who was down on one knee, and taking away another shot opportunity as Tallis will get the puck chased after by Simons, who will drop it into Sperling. Felt the pressure from Simons, who drops it to Witkowski. Witkowski chips it forward to Sperling, scores! Tallis dropped it to Sperling, who dropped it to Witkowski. Back to Sperling, and the Devils have re-grabbed the lead 4-3.
Yeah, really great passing there by the Sun Devils, getting a couple good passes in there and getting them in tonight. They've been getting those good passes, and when they've been able to pass to a couple different players and really line up their shots, they've been able to get them behind the net, or into the net, rather, I should say.
Sperling is lifted by number 15, Curtis Witkowski. Sperling from Witkowski. Time to the goal, 14:10 remaining in the third period.
NAU's bench had the official and the other linesman tied up as the goal was announced over the loudspeakers. This draw won by Roland in his defensive zone, turned away by McCollum through neutral ice. Picked up there, head of steam up the right side. Roland shot on, goes wide of the net. Might have actually hit the goaltender, not sure if it did, as it's chipped back by Bressler and turned over. Coming back the other way now are the Devils. Fisher can't stop in time to get that puck as Roland with a quick rush. The flowing pretty well in the wind as he's skating up and down the ice, and Bressler picks this puck up with one hand on the stick, chips it back out to neutral zone, where it's picked up by Tullis, who will drop it in right before Jyrkinen got on sides. It's picked up there deep in the defensive zone by McCollum, who turns it over to Fisher right above the red line, right outside the circle. Shot in front, pass in front, looking for Jyrkinen, couldn't get it there as Mikulski picks up a puck that was bouncing. Turned around now, McCollum draped over by Jyrkinen, trying to get something out as it's chipped away by the defenseman of the Lumberjacks. My apologies, I froze for a second. Fisher now with the puck inside the circle, trying to do something with it. Good body positioning there by McCollum. Drop pass deep in the zone to Jyrkinen, back out to Fisher at the blue line. Shot on wrister, saved by Murdas. Gloved with vindication on a wrister from the blue line off the stick of Fisher to keep his team 1 goal down.
Yeah, the NAU fans here, or the NAU contingent here, is loving the play by the goalie tonight, number 33. Really keeping him in this game tonight.
Let's draw one back to LaRue, who will try to pass it around the back of the net and won't go instead. He'll pass it forward to Creedon, who sends it in deep to the defensive zone for the Devils, and icing will be the call, so it'll come all the way back down now to the Sun Devil offensive zone. NAU defensive zone for another draw. 12:55 reading on the clock. Shots 33-14 in favor of the Sun Devils, who currently lead 4-3 in this one, and trying to grab some strategy is LaRue and Creedon right there in front of our camera. And LaRue will skate to the far side of the circle, is drifting into the zone is Svedahor. Svedahor loses that draw as he gets tied up with Horner. Horner tried to get it around him, he couldn't. Puck chipped around by Horner to Nowak at the blue line. Nowak felt the pressure coming to him and chips it into Gramlich, who dropped past to Horner at the front of the net. Plua tries to backhand it on as the ref will whistle. The net came off its moorings, and we'll get another stoppage of play. 12:40 to go in the frame. Jack will grab a change at the bench as Svedahor and Horner in on the draw now. Offensive zone draw lost by the Devils. Svedahor was able to get a stick on it going back the other way. Creedon had a good head of steam at the neutral zone. He just couldn't get a stick on the puck as Early chips it away from the Sun Devil logo. Back in now to the offensive zone. come NAU. Drop pass to Creedon at the blue line, who just risks one right on net. It's gloved beautifully by Guay. 4-3 still the score. Shots 34. That number 15 for NAU.
Yeah, ASU able to keep NAU at bay here in this period. Aside from that one goal, they actually doing a good job of keeping the shots on goal to a minimum.
Tremoroli and Otis in the circle waiting the draw as the refs on the far side will talk it out. The official will throw his hand up, and I believe we're going to have a conversation here with the NAU bench. Not 1,000% sure what for. They're going to come back late. It looks like they're trying to put Cooper early in the box. Not sure 1,000% why. They had a conversation again along that far side wall in that deep corner right in front of the Coors Light Pacific Office Automation logos. And they skated back to NAU's bench where Cooper early was draped over looking to look at the play down the far side. And they'll talk to NAU's coach now, trying to figure out what exactly happened. Early's going to climb back over the wall, slide his way to the box. It's a late penalty to be called after the play was over at that rate. And they would just close the door, accept his penalty, and sit right back down on the bench. Not 1,000% sure what's going on right now, actually. I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. This is a new one for me.
Yeah, not sure what's going on either. The officials went over to both benches explaining the situation and explaining what's going on. That's why there's been the stoppage here in.
So Cooper Early will sit in the box too for unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure where that came in at, but it did come in, and he was caught doing whatever he was doing.
Yes, and thank you to John Kinney for giving us that stat. Thank you for all of the penalty markers tonight. Thank you, John.
Whatever, pass across the Talas just outside the blue line. Shot on Murdos is gloved and held against the chest as the NAU faithful behind the net let him know they support his endeavors as the goaltender in tonight's game. Murdos had a good helping of shots on goal last night. Again, that loss not credited to Murdos. It will go to Caleb Curry, who was in net to start the game, but ultimately Murdos did get some time in as Gramlich now pushes towards the net. He loses possession of a puck that's chipped at twice by Jyrkinen and doesn't go. Pass out to Talas to the blue line. They'll take a second to revamp. Talas to Jyrkinen in the far side circle. Shot errant wide to Wetterberg. Wetterberg steers it back to Talas at the blue line. Talas, good backhanded chip over the stick of Tomlin, who dropped it to Wetterberg. Talas now, shot on, kicked down by Fisher. He got a skate on it. Oh my goodness. A skate on it, high and tight. Fisher holds there, dropped to Talas. Talas with a good head of steam, tries to pass it to Jyrkinen on the go-in. Jyrkinen thought he was going to wrist it, as did I. Jyrkinen dropped backhanded pass to Wetterberg. Gramlich battling for the puck there. And LaRue just cleared it all the way back down to the opposite end. Killing time off that clock. The Devils will grab a change, as will the Jacks. And Talas will hold it in behind his goaltender to allow his team to grab a full reset. Again, Gage Guay only allowing 3 goals on 15 shots against tonight. 12 saves, not bad for him. Back the other way now comes Mikowski. He'll hold on the far side circle, steer it away from the defenseman who was down on his knees. It was Dawson Bressler. Puck's kicked out to neutral ice by Simons, picked up by Talas, steered forward to Tremoroli. Drop pass right here in front of us by Tremoroli to Horner. Big hit. Down goes Horner. They're battling for just a second. And cross-check to the face. Ref blows the whistle.
Yeah, another big fight there on the boards. Yeah, the NAU supporters to my left are loving the little fighting going on in this game, and it's at times we've seen in this third period a bit chippy, more so in that second period, but we are still seeing it here in that third period, and we now see ASU getting a minor penalty here going on that power play, so we will see a
Simons and Horner both going to sit 2 for roughing. With 10:45 remaining, they won't put the time up on the clock. they'll just have them return to plays. Now we have a 4-on-3 power play. Very odd that you see this happen in hockey, but we're going to get one here as loud screams bellow out from our right. Official touches back to the scorer's box real fast and skates back into the play. Blows the whistle, the linesman knows, drops the puck. Tremoroli wins it over to Squarey. Squarey holds there for a second, mirrored for just a moment. Pass across, great chip. Wolfert had his stick in the lane. Mikulski picks it up, near side circle. Pass across, far side circle to Squarey. He'll hold. Wrister fired wide of the net. Bellowed off the boards as NAU will hold there at the blue line. Pass over to Squarey again. He's got 2 in this game, looking for number 3. Pass over to Mikulski. Mikulski can't get a stick on that. Fires an empty stick towards the net as McCollum had a good body in the right place as ASU returns, or NAU returns the skater to the ice. We're back to 4-on-4 play, a minute and 29. Pass over to Squarey, one-time attempt, weakly shot towards the net. Tremoroli picks it up behind. Net off its moorings again. The ref will skate over, fix the post. 1:24 remaining on the 4-on-4, 10:08 overall in the period. What a period it has been so far.
Yeah, it has been a period. We've had a lot of penalties here in this period, more than the second period, but also the goalies have been playing well, both for ASU and for NAU. They've both been keeping shots at bay. Number 33 for NAU only allowing 4 goals on 35 shots, and ASU only allowing 3 goals on 15 shots.
Nowak chased after by Otis on the 4-on-4, and that puck will careen all the way down into their defensive zone where it'll be picked up by Talas. He'll hold, pull up behind the net, pass it forward to Tremoroli as the Devils are crossing over in the zone. Squarey grabs it over the bottom half of the Trident at center ice, the fork at center ice. My apologies, and it's turned over. Back the other way goes Tomlin. Tomlin, great pass over, knocked down and played in deep in the zone by Otis. Otis backhand shot on, doesn't go. Rebound not able to be picked up in front of the net. Good defense by the Devils. Back the other way now comes Sperling. Far side, back skating in front of him is Regal. Regal switches to his foreskate as Sperling had a good head of steam into the zone. Sperling gets the puck knocked away from him by Otis, and Otis will hold behind the net for a second as Sperling mirrors. Otis passes it up the right side boards. It's picked up in the neutralized zone by Witkowski, brought in by Rejak. Rejak sends it in behind the net where LaRue will grab it and meet Rejak. He'll lay a little hit on Rejak. Sperling lays a hit on him. Rejak pokes the puck towards the net. It's Aaron in front of the net, goes into the far corner. LaRue intercepts a pass intended for Sperling, and this pass is forward to Zahn. Zahn deep in the zone, out to play the puck. It was Guea's far side. Cobley went down. Back over the neutral. Ice circles on. Drops the puck, looking for the pass to Simons up the right side. It's now picked up in the corner there was Yuri Sveto, where he got a puck on the net. It hit the post, it sounded like. That second chance opportunity stopped by Guay. 8:32 to play in the frame. Both teams back at full strength. NAU with an offensive zone draw, and we're going to keep an eye on their net down here to our right to see when they move that goalie out of the crease. If they call the goalie to the net or goalie to the bench, it would be interesting to see when they feel like the right time is. Drifting into the face-off circle, opposite. Jyrkinen was rolling. Jyrkinen will win that draw over to Fisher as the music still plays. Fisher passes it over to Mikulski, who drops it in deep. Fisher chases, pass around the boards to Jyrkinen, who can't corral. It's picked up by Cobley and chipped back off the skates of Dukeman and into the NAU bench. Another stoppage of play, 16 seconds after the last. This time we're down in the Sun Devil offensive zone.
Another power play here coming for ASU at the 8:16 mark of this third period. One there by NAU.
Face-off won by Roland, as Jack mentioned. Played over to McCollum, who will chip it forward. It'll be turned over in the neutral zone. The official will send it back into the defensive zone. Picked up by Roland. Good head of steam up the right side. Takes a hit. An open ice by Cobley. NAU's bench looking for a call. They won't get one. Deep in the offensive zone for NAU now. They're trying to get something set up if they can. Dukeman battling for the puck as this comes out in front of the net. Battled for there between Cobley and Simons. Simons gets the puck behind, trying to turn a pass around off the skates of Cobley. Back on the stick of Simons. Turned over. Cobley passes it out. It'll trickle all the way down into NAU's defensive zone. They'll be forced to chase after as Mikulski's got a good head of steam coming after it with McCollum. This puck played back now in front of the NAU bench. Held there. Talas plays it off the boards to Jyrkinen on that far side. Jyrkinen battles for it there with Dukeman. It's kicked into the defensive zone even deeper now. Below the red line is two Lumberjacks one Devil battle for it. Mikulski, the lone Devil amongst Wolfert and McCollum. Mikulski comes out with the puck as this is a pass across the crease. Kick across by Murdos to avoid any putback as now Simons has a good head of steam. 2-on-2 opportunity. Simons can't get his stick on the puck. It's knocked away from him, and he'll thwart off a push by Talas as this is picked up by Jyrkinen. Jyrkinen lets the puck go to LaRue, who fired a slap shot on that, trickled off a stick and hit Nowak in some sort of way. Nowak's going to limber to the bench. He's going to get to the bench. NAU's going to reset in their own defensive zone as Regal plays the puck forward to Creedon. Creedon with a good head of steam up the right side in front of the Sun Devil bench. He'll pull up, stop for a second, coast in, shot wide of the net. Doesn't go, not on goal. Backhand pass and behind the red line from Wolfert, looking for somebody, not able to get there. Instead, it's Gramlich back the other way. Good stop on that far side to avoid the offsides as Gramlich had a good rush into the zone. Gramlich drop pass in, held at the circle there. Talas at the blue line sends this puck in. It trickles off the skate of Gage Monday in between the legs of Murdos, who wasn't expecting a puck on net. That may have just sealed the deal for NAU.
Yeah, ASU got the help from one of the skates of an NAU player, and you know, like James said, this could seal the deal. ASU up 5-3 right now, only about 6 minutes remaining here in this third period, and NAU, yes, they're getting a few chances to have 2-on-1 situations, but really they aren't getting many good looks down there in their zone. So if they want to get back in this game, they got to be getting some good looks and try and get them more towards the net.
That goal gets credited to Talas with the assist going to Rejak, and NAU now lost a lot of that momentum they were building. Only down 1 goal. They've been playing catch-up all game. They'll continue to do so here. He's deep in behind his own net. It's held there for just a moment by Piper. Played over to LaRue. LaRue pulls up, stick handles around one, pass around Wetterberg, looking for Piper. It won't go. Instead, it's kicked into the neutral zone and played forward by Zahn into the offensive zone. Turned over. Cobley pass, looking for Tremor early, who didn't have his stick on the ice. This puck gets to the blue line, the defensive zone of NAU, and they'll regroup there. Trying to stick handle around the defenseman with Zahn. Instead, it's turned over. Wetterberg tries to fire a shot on, blocked down in front. Chase after. This puck kicked all the way over to the near side in front of us. Nowak fires a shot on off the blocker, and Murdos. Good track there on that puck as Tremoroli and Zahn will battle for the puck. Kicked back out to Wetterberg, held at the circle. Wetterberg has a couple jacks right there on him. Wetterberg carries in, chipped around Zahn out to the blue line for Nowak, who fires a shot on. It's blocked in front, turnover. Wetterberg held again, kicks it out over the circle, over the neutral ice, over the blue line into his own defensive zone, and heading up this breakout will be Cobley as he'll pass it up the board. So Wetterberg, who will hold it at the blue line, chip forward to Squarey, who goes down. It's turned over. Now back the other way comes Wolfert. He'll try a pass across for Otis. That doesn't connect. Otis takes a hit from Squarey after playing the puck in. Back the other way comes Wolfert. Chips that puck in deep. Cobley will chase after it. He'll be the first to touch. He can't get a stick on it to make a play, as with a good rush on him was Captain Jack Tomlin of these Lumberjacks, and chipped back out by Monday through the neutral zone. Back in now to the offensive zone comes Witkowski. A good shot on. Goes high in over Murdos. He tried to play with a stick. He couldn't. As Squarey fires a slapper back on net that's knocked out by Monday's body. Talas at the blue line. Pass across. Shot on. Kicked away by Murdos. Actually held by Murdos. My apologies. Is from Talas to Rejak at the blue line. Rejak just fires it on net. The stoppage of play is called. Sperling and Dukeman in the draw now. Sperling loses that draw to Dukeman. Dukeman tries to chip it forward, looking for his forward skating up the ice. He'll take it himself. Dukeman backhand pass across. That was really errant. Didn't find anybody, and Sperling will come back the other way now. Back skating in front of him are both Regal and LaRue. Regal gets a stick on the puck, knocks it away, and Sullivan will pick it up. And knocked away by Regal. Regal chips it forward on a pass across from early. He was looking for Creedon, and unfortunately it didn't get there. Witkowski chips this puck into the zone, picked up by LaRue, chased in. LaRue pulls up, stops for just a second, avoids a hit from Sullivan, goes down in the process. Witkowski touches the puck. Ref blows his whistle after his arm is up, and I believe this will be a Lumberjack power play with 3:37 to go for tripping.
Yeah, we do got another ASU power play, and And we'll see if ASU can capitalize, NAU can capitalize off this power play and see if they can get them back into this game as they are down 2 goals.
Number 13, Drake Sullivan, 2 minutes for tripping. Sullivan 2 for tripping, time of the penalty, 3:37 remaining in the third period.
So NAU rolls out their top line as Otis wins this draw back to Jack that sends it in for an errant pass. It's picked up there, held for just a moment by Simons, who will spin around. Carries it in deeper into the zone. He's looking for something to do. Pass across the zone, wide open stick, shot on net, blocked away by Nowak. That off the blade of Tomlin, and now picked up again by Simons. He'll look again for Tomlin, trying to find something. Good defense there on him by Jyrkinen. Tomlin will just have to send this puck across the zone where they'll try to get a stick on it, and it's sent back out through the neutral zone into the defensive zone for the Devils. Jyrkinen will be the first one to battle there with a lumberjack. Tomlin chips that puck over to his teammate, kicked back to him. And Tomlin, captain of this lumberjack team, will try to find something to do. He'll just pass that forward to Simons, who will hold for a second. Simons drifts into the zone. He'll glide for a second, just kind of weakly drop the puck in behind the net to Tomlin, who was trying to get the puck back out to somebody, and coming back the other way now are the Devils. Mikulski pulls up, stick comes around one, shot on high off of Murdos. Good stop by Murdos there to avoid another goal and drag his team into a deficit he can't recover from. Jyrkinen chips the puck over to Talas, who's battled with by Otis. It's played all the way back to Rejak, who sends it out to Mikulski, who just chips it into the zone. 2:18 to go on the game clock, 40 seconds to go on the power play clock. NAU will grab a change, get some fresh skaters on the ice. This Regal will hold it behind the net. He'll pass forward to LaRue, back on the ice already. Short change, LaRue trying to get him out there if they can, as Svedahor will get the puck up the right side. Missing a pass from LaRue, I apologize. And Svedahor now tied up with LaRue in neutral ice. Zahn plays his puck forward into the zone. Carried shot, goal! Good pass by Zahn to Dukeman, who risks one past an out of position Guay, and it's 5-4. With 1:55 remaining on the game clock. NAU strikes on the power play.
Now this makes things a little bit interesting. We do have 1:54, so ASU needs to play defensively here to try and stop the NAU attack. They were able to get a goal there on that power play, and they've only totaled 18 shots on the night. That is far less than ASU's 40. So they're not getting as many good looks, but when they do get those looks, they are going through, and ASU needs to be a little defensive for the next 1:45.
This adds a nice little touch to the game, as again, don't forget that 5th Sun Devil goal went off the skate of Gage Monday, and it was credited to Talas after it did so. So we're looking for an opportunity here if you're NAU to get that one back. Just outside the hash marks, down to our right, stands Murdos. He's looking at his bench, looking for something to do. Doesn't know what he's supposed to do as Roland drifts into the circle opposite Horner. This puck won by Horner over to Cobley, and back skating into his net was Murdos. Gramlich with the puck now. Roland tries to lay a hip check on him, stepped out of the way as Gramlich is played forward to Plua, who drop pass looking for Gramlich, doesn't get anywhere. It's turned over and played by Creedon. Creedon drops it in deep to his defenseman, McCollum, who's far in the zone. McCollum trying to get out if he can. He's got to go around a couple Devils. This puck over the blue line. This is an opportunity for NAU to get something going. Roland gets the puck after it was lost by Cooper early on the hit. And into the zone goes the puck back the other way now over the neutral ice. Gramlich carries the puck up the right side. Gramlich pulls up, stops, pass around, looking to get something around LaRue. He couldn't. Might have been looking for Plua, who was tight end on the net. LaRue, good defense, good body positioning, right place, right time. This puck kicked back out to the blue line, a minute remaining in the frame. Talas sends it back in to keep it in the zone and trying to eat up more of that clock as Horner will battle for it there. Held onto the stick of Raymond McCollum. This puck gets out past the blue line, trying to get off the ice as Murdos. This puck doesn't go deep enough. It's not corralled by NAU. They can't. 5-4, still the score. 40 shots to 19. Glove down in the offensive zone by Otis. Murdos can't get to the benches. It's turned back the other way. Gremlin can't get a stick on this puck. It'll trickle all the way down. Picked up there by Regal. Regal, the assistant captain, will send it over to LaRue. 30 seconds to go. Murdos starts to head towards the benches. NAU's offense breaks into the zone. He'll cut back after he got to about the hash marks. 23 to play now in the frame. This puck sent forward off the body of Wetterberg. Shot in wide of Murdos. Just trying to get something deep in the zone if he can. Squarey chips this puck around to the blue line. It's turned over. No one there to field that pass. Cobley sends it over the blue line into the defensive zone for Nowak. Will hold it in front of the Sun Devil bench. Try to play it off the boards. It doesn't get out of the zone. Nowak sends it back out of the neutral, back out of his defensive zone to neutral, off the body of Zahn as the clock ticks to 0. NAU just seconds away from taking this game to overtime if they could have gotten a good breakout. So the final for this one will be 5 Sun Devils, 4 Lumberjacks. ASU takes the series.
Yeah, they got that last goal, but ASU was being very defensive and was being very good with their choice of where they moved the puck around to avoid NAU having a chance to get that goal. And it was a defensive battle throughout the game, and a few goals scored here and there, but ASU was able to keep the shots on goal only to 19 for the Lumberjacks of NAU, and that was the difference. ASU had 40 shots on goal, resulting in 5 penalties, and like I said, that was the difference maker in their 5-4 win.
So the 29th ranked Lumberjacks coming into the series will have 8 games left to get it figured out after ASU grabs 2 from them here. ASU was 6, ranked number 36 in the Division III Independents. Again, for Jack Footer, public celebrity, local celebrity, Mahirson Hassan, John Kinney, Brady Hansen, who was here earlier to help us, as well as Trey Matthews, who's coming later to help us. We thank you for watching Inferno TV. Sun Devils win 5-4 in the Division III